It's Monkey Mania!
Monkey Mania has returned! And what better way to celebrate this than with what is definitely the strangest release in the Rise of the Beast toy line, Command and Convert Optimus Primal. Rise of the Beast stuff's been hitting some pretty heavy discounts recently. This thing was around £120 on release, and now you can pick him up for $15. That's wild! I think I picked this up around the 35 mark, and I can say that's at the very screaming limit of what this toy is worth. And that's not to say it isn't fun, and of course I've got a much larger affection for simian soldiers like Primal here, but yeah, it's a weird one. So the box says it has over 100 combinations of lights, sound and movement, and that sounds impressive, but you know, we'll see in a minute. The instructions are so incredibly vague. It's just a series of symbols, like you're trying to decipher the fucking Stargate. Now, it's really not clear if it responds to specific commands, if it's just noise that triggers it. There's no way to set off specific motions or noises, except for one. It's so weird, it's like they're trying to confuse the issue somehow. But still, all that aside, you can't help but give it to Primal in his gorilla mode. It looks fucking terrible. A super wonky head sculpt with huge headphones on either side. It really brings the design of the whole thing down. The rest is decent though, you know, some nice leathery and furry parts, and look at this big shiny arse. And I like how tactile the spine and the control buttons are too, with the back panels coming off so you can fit the 4 AA batteries. There's not a ton of articulation in this mode. You can swivel his biceps so you can do this I want my dinner pose, but everything else is pretty static. The monkey head is super loose too, but it does make him very agreeable. You get these impressively sized but unimpressively unpainted swords that can indeed combine, and I love them despite their plain nature. Flicking this chunky switch turns the whole affair on, and you get this weird knockoff Beast Wars style guitar. Primal introduces himself.
Greetings, I'm Optimus Primal, leader of the Maximals.
And clearly it's not the voice actor we recognise, but that's okay. I mean, it's not. This thing was meant to be 120 quid, but look, what's done is done. To kick things off, you press this Maximal symbol on his back. And that's it. You know, like and subscribe, etc, etc. It's fun to watch, I can't lie. I did a huge giggle the first time this happened. The legs extend, the head flips back, the missiles pop out, those little shins flip down, the chest expands. There's a fair bit going on. And at this point, Primal goes into business for himself. If you leave him long enough, he just goes through random poses and phrases. The head rotates and the arms move, and yeah, good.
Enemy firepower detected. Is it time to fire our cannons or stand down?
Fire our cannons!
We have no other choice. Mega Blaster! Fire!
Yes. That Primal head sculpt is a weird one. You know, those tiny kissable lips are there, but that blue colour's just a little out of place without any other blue parts. Like the Smash Changer, I think it works, but only because there's other colourful elements to pair with. Sometimes he'll ask you questions. I'm pretty sure it recognises your answer based on the length of the options. Maybe. It's hard to say. But you can't just say transform and he'll switch modes. You have to press the button for that. Sometimes he ends up in this standing gorilla mode too. You slowly start to figure it out, and honestly, when you start interacting with his questions, that ambiguity starts to disappear and it becomes quite good fun. One main interaction point for the lights and sounds is the perimeter scan mode, where you press his head for 3 seconds, Primal waits and then emits this sonar-like ping, and then you make a noise and he goes fucking nuts, man.
Perimeter scan active. Stay quiet.
Okay.
I'll report unusual readings.
Right, cheers, mate. So we just need to stay really quiet. If we make a big noise...
Intruder! Leave now or face me!
Fair dues. I'll get out of here then. It's not like... Look, it's not great, but it's better than I thought it would be. You know, after I spent a little bit more time with it. I know it would be completely unfair, and honestly, needlessly antagonistic to compare this to something like RoboSend Bumblebee that we reviewed a while back, as this is much less sophisticated. But for the current price, you could buy like 30 of these for the price of that RoboSend, and to be honest, I've spent more time messing with this weird little guy than I did with that thing, regardless of what it can do. It shouldn't come down to price. You know, a good product is a good product, and this isn't a good product, but it is very cheap right now, and you can absolutely get your money's worth, even if it's just for an hour or so, and then it goes up on your monkey shelf. I mean, you do have a monkey shelf, right? You don't. What a supposed audience. Speaking of which, thanks for your continued support on patreon.com/TRDQ. We are now halfway through Series 1 of G1DQ, where we recap the G1 Transformers cartoon. First episode is available for everyone through the link in the description, so if you enjoy it, become a patron and catch up with us all. An extra big thanks to patron Brave Arts, whose favourite toy is Cybertron Sideways, a childhood toy for them, which is frankly disgusting for me at 41 years old, but that's time for you. Thanks, Brave Arts. One more shell for the Patreon, eh? Join up and tell me your favourite toy, and maybe I'll say your name aloud at the end of one of these videos. What a dream come true that would be, I'm sure. Okay, bye.